Hello, everyone, and welcome to this audio podcast. This audio podcast is part of a Machina edition. This audio podcast is part of a Labostix Biome. This audio podcast as part of a context broadcast. This audio podcast as part of the abstracts, and this audio podcast as part of a Storm Labostix production. Through this audio podcast, a look at as part of this audio podcast and this sort of audio podcast, additionally as a Cyclone bonus, this audio podcast will go through sort of the abstract. An abstract originally formed sort of peer-reviewed works from 2013, around 2013, and where this works was published online through an online journal, MedEd World, in 2013. Well, MedEd World is an online medical, a sort of online medical journal, if you like, in regard to a global online medical education community, and the MedEd World sort of publish works under the organization AMEE, which is an organization in regard to prompting different aspects around medical education. The original publication was in around 2013, and looking at studying medicine and fair process for graduate and mature matriculants, and sort of reflecting back on National Health Service or NHS principles, and in 2023, in 2024, an abstract has been put has been updated, when the abstract had been updated and has been put forward to a remit in regard to sort of an international conference in regard to educational and online sort of learning, online learning, and where the remit is in regard to the ICE toll, for 2024. So the abstract is as follows. Studying medicine is indeed popular. Evidence suggests that there are more matriculants or more applicants applying to study than academic institutions can accept. And in the United Kingdom, the process for medical school is still somewhat is still somewhat perplexing and in disarray, because the application for medicine is through a single system, through the process the process known as, or referred to as, the University and College Admissions Service, or UCAS or UCAS. The application process also sort of almost dishonors a sort of a graduate's perseverance. So the aim here is that graduate applicants or graduate matriculants should anticipate a separate application system or process. And so since its launch in 1948, the National Health Service (NHS) had grown to become the world's or one of the world's largest publicly funded healthcare services. The National Health Service or NHS again is one of the is one that is for patients and to understand what patients require. Future medics or prospective medics need to have a sort of empathy and a good surrounding of various health and healthcare practices. Understanding how the NHS functions is important to comprehend when matriculants consider studying medicine, and at the same time there does not seem to be there does not seem that there does sorry there does seem to be some defect in UK in for example UK a medical admissions process. The system or the current process or the process is one sort of defective, and two sort of soul catered for example secondary school leaver for secondary school leavers, or for example those soul catered for A level sort of school leaver sort of applicants or matriculants. The two so is and so sort of as part of the sort of concluding aspects of this abstract two application processes are required which justify entry criteria separately and with integrity. So the full publication postulates that there should be a separate process for mature matriculants, reflecting back on NHS or National Health Service core principles. That draws this audio podcast to a close. This audio podcast as part of a Machina edition. This audio podcast as part of a Labostix Biome. This audio podcast as part of a context broadcast. This audio podcast as part of the abstracts, and this audio podcast as part of a Machina edition and Cyclone bonus.